Out of the blue, we have been treated to another Formula 1 2020 car launch, and this time it's the turn of reigning champions Mercedes. The team's official car launch is on the 14th of February, and that's when we'll get a real chance to see the real nitty-gritty details of the car, the actual aerodynamics. So the car we've seen today is more of a hybrid monster of Mercedes gone by. You know, you've got a bit of 2018 in there, a bit of 2019, a bit of 2020, but it's a mix. It's a real hybrid car. So what you're seeing here will not be what we actually see on track, and that goes for all of the car launches this week. Take it with a pinch of salt, I think, is the best way of adapting and looking at the situation. But they've jumped the gun. They've released a livery today at the Royal Automobile Museum, I think it is. Not really too sure, but they've done it early. And the whole point around that is that there's a new sponsorship, a new partnership the team have done for 2020, and that is with INEOS. Now, I'm not too sure if that is an anagram of some sort. I've not really had much time to really do a bit of research on this company, but with this new partnership comes a slightly different livery. And of course, if you're not new around here and you've been with the channel for a little bit of time, you will know I love design, I love helmets, I love liveries, and that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. Of course, it's a hybrid car, so we can't really talk about the aerodynamics, but the design itself, I think, is going to be a polarizing one. Now, we know Mercedes is going to be silver. We were pretty much guaranteed that. We were pretty much guaranteed there'd be a lick of turquoise or light blue, whatever you want to call that. It's turquoise in my eyes. We knew we'd get a bit of that. We probably didn't expect a bit of red, and I can't tell if it's the lighting in this museum kind of place, but it looks like there's a bit of white in there as well. So it's going to be a little bit of a difficult one to get a real perception of, because this lighting is just so bad and we can't really see what the car is looking like. And the more HD images we're getting, and I'm sure on the 14th we'll get some actual 3D renders that will look so much better. But at the moment, what we've got, I don't think I'm digging it. I really don't. I'm not too sure what this car is looking like. And again, you'll see some of the images flicking through. Some of them are awful quality. Some of them are HD from journalists and photographers at the event, and they seem a little nicer. There's one, I'll probably just put it up on screen now, where you can see right from the nose all the way to the back, and that actually looks quite nice. That looks quite tasty indeed. But some of these other shots, I'm not really on board for. So we'll start with the front wing. This is the best part of the car for me. I really like the front wing. That does have a bit of red fading into black on those end plates of the front wing. That looks quite nice, actually. The bit of turquoise, the bit of black also on the front wing, I think looks quite smart. The nose looks white, and I think that's actually where a lot of my issues with this car are coming from, because it's not an awful car. It's not the 2019 Williams car, but it's kind of got those vibes to it. But I'm pretty sure that's the lighting, because you'll see in some of these images as they go through, the one with the nose in particular, there's also one, a bird's eye kind of view of the car, and it looks like there's funny patches of white all over the car. I hope that's lighting, because if there is elements of white, I think it then just gets a little bit too busy. And the one you're seeing on screen right now, that doesn't look nice to me. It doesn't scream that modern, clean, sleek design that we've seen from Mercedes for so many years in Formula 1. But I really do think lighting is playing a big part in this render. And I think the actual 3D designs that we will see on Friday, well, I'm assuming we will see on Friday, I think they're going to give us a much better picture of this car. Something I've seen online that a lot of people are looking at and pointing out, the two main features are the turquoise stripe down the side of the car. I'm in two minds. On this version of the car, I'm not really digging it. I don't think it's as nice as some of the designs we've had in the past, where there's multiple little lines. Last year's, I think, was a little bit nicer, but it's not really much of a detail in the grand scheme of things. The red logo at the top is a little bit different. I don't think we've seen a flash of red on a Mercedes car for a very long time. Maybe a sponsor, a very small little sponsor like the Tommy Hilfiger one, but the INEOS logo, that can't be how it's pronounced. Anyway, that at the top of the car, again, I'm not too sure. And I feel the way it wraps around behind the car doesn't look great, but I've got to take it with a pinch of salt because this is on a weird hybrid monster car. And we have seen in the past that liveries look a little bit off when they're first launched, but when we eventually see them on track, they fit a hell of a lot nicer. So my initial thoughts are, it just looks a bit weird. It looks like I don't want to say a bit of a botch job, because I'm looking at the image from almost like the bird's eye view. I'll pop it up on screen now, and you can see straight away the lighting is making this look so strange, especially at the back of the car by that number 44. The black element with the stars and the red star for Nicky, I love that. I think that is such a cool design. Loved it last year. That's why the Mercedes design last year was one of my favourites. I thought it was just a little bit different, but enough of a difference that you know it's a Mercedes, but it feels new. And I'm glad they've kept that this year. But on that image there, it just looks a bit weird. But I'm going to blame it on lighting, and maybe it's not. And if it's not, I don't like it. I'm not a fan. But the more images I'm seeing, I'm liking it a bit more. We're just going to have to wait and see. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. If I remember, I will put up a poll in the top right-hand corner so you can vote if you like it, a little bit meh, or you dislike it. I was going to go with ratings out of 10, but I'm going to hold on Mercedes for the moment. I'm not too sure whether it's a little bit too soon. It's a mismatch of a car. The lighting is awful. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. If you are new around here and you enjoyed today's video, feel free to subscribe. I'll be keeping you up to date with all of the F1 2020 car launches as soon as they go live. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.